Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Ebony Empress Rise and Shine. So this is a breakfast show, of course, Rise and Shine. I started on Blog Talk Radio, but I've now moved it to my new place, my new home, Google Plus, and I just want to welcome all of you this morning to the broadcast. And I have a wonderful person to share this space. I know yesterday was my very first broadcast, so any of you who listened would know that I kind of introduced this whole concept of talking about business and how we develop ourselves if we have ideas that we want to share with the world or things that we want to create and manifest out there. So in kind of starting that journey, I thought today it'd be lovely to have a life coach with me. I know she's going to stay with me for the next month. So you guys, if you want to, keep learning and growing, you're going to need to plug in with us every Tuesday. She's going to be on every Tuesday now for the next 4 weeks, starting today. So I have Sonia Newman with me, and she's from the UK. I say hi, Sonia. Welcome this morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I hope you can hear me okay.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Oh, it's so wonderful to have you. And I know we've had a little bit of drama getting into this broadcast. Stuff happening.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy, but we're here now. So hopefully I'll be here with no more technical hitches and we can just flow this morning. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's great. I think the great thing is that today we are talking about gratitude. Okay? And I am so grateful that you are here and that we can talk about gratitude, because I think in starting my day today, I need to be so grateful that you have made it. We made it work, and we're ready to actually communicate with people out there and let them know how to be more grateful about stuff. I mean, you tell us, because you're the life coach.
Okay.
How does gratitude fit into your dreams, your aspirations, and what you want to create and manifest?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for having me here. It's wonderful. I'm looking forward to our journey together for the next 4 weeks. It's really exciting, a great concept as well, great way to start the day. And I think for people who are entrepreneurs or thinking about going into entrepreneurship and business, this is a great way to start the day. The way you start the day can set the foundation to what you achieve for the rest of the day. So I think what you're doing, Ebony Empress, is fantastic. It's really, really good. In terms of gratitude, I think the place to start off, particularly for entrepreneurial people, business people, is that when we're going for our dreams, when we're going for our goals, sometimes because we're chasing that feel-good factor, we actually forget to enjoy the moment and really think about what it is we're trying to achieve. We're always looking for the next best thing. We're always looking for the next best hit. And we can forget to be grateful about where we are now and what we have now. So for people who are entrepreneurs, we are always looking for that happiness. We're searching, we're trying to achieve, we're fully driven. We know that we've got to achieve our goals and dreams. We've got it all listed out. But sometimes we've got to just take a stop in all the busyness, in all the craziness, in all the to-do lists, in everything, just to say, I am grateful for where I am right now.
Hey, that is so wonderful. That is so wonderful. Absolutely, because, I had recently received this award, the EBR award.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Well, yeah, I'm proud of it because it's my very first award.
Well done.
Yes.
I saw the post on that and I thought, well done, and congratulate you.
Yeah, thank you. And kind of in gratitude of receiving this award, I felt it's a business award for being the online talk show, best online talk show for 2014. But in gratitude for that, I would love to share stuff with people who want to get into business, who want to be more successful. And also, it's a real kind of opportunity for me to learn as well about how I can be, more effective in what I do. So I love that concept of gratitude. I love that as the first start in building the blocks towards success. So if we really are kind of hung up on earning the money, getting loads of money, because that's often why people want to be entrepreneurs, all right? I want to create something that, I want it to, monopolize the markets out there, and I want to earn lots of money, ultimately. How do we manage to kind of level ourselves up and get our minds in the right place so that we can bring the right energy to whatever it is that we want to deliver to the world? How do we start to do that? I know, and take into that whole thing of gratitude in there, getting it in there. How do we get the right mindset so that the energy is the right energy to take us where we need to go?
Right, okay, so that's an excellent question. I think the first thing is, when we're starting business, yes, you're right, a lot of the time we're driven by, finances. I mean, bills got to be paid, you got to eat. But I think for most entrepreneurs, or at least the spiritual entrepreneur, we're really looking for how do we serve, how do we help people, what problems can be solved, how can we make the world a better place? And I think once we tap into that and tap into being on purpose, and we hear this all the time about finding my purpose, living on purpose. I think that's got to be the goal, if you like, because otherwise we're just going to be like everybody else, and we're not going to be necessarily in gratitude. It's about being in service, and I think if you come from if you develop an attitude of gratitude and try and tie in that to service and saying, I am grateful for the skills that I have, that I can serve others, that I can make others feel better, that I can make this world a better place, then once you're serving people and helping people, you can monetize that.
Okay. So really thinking about service,
Yes.
not so much being focused on the money outcome. So how
Yes.
can we serve? Yeah.
Yeah, I think money, we have to be real. Money is needed, okay? But also in, say, the law of attraction, I'm not sure if many of your viewers, listeners would be aware or into law of attraction. I think they might be. How we carry ourselves, the energy we put out there, is all part of how we manifest things back into our life. We are a reflection of what we draw in. So if we are in gratitude for what we have and how we're able to help people, and also enabled ourselves to have this energy of gratitude around us, then we're open. Then we're open to give, we're open to receive, and money is energy. So just how we can, we're always receiving all the time, but we have to be open to it, because we can block it. And I think with gratitude, it's things like, being grateful for who you are, where you are, the type of skills that you have that you can share with other people. And sometimes we are thinking about the end destination rather than thinking about the journey. And all the lessons that we learn as entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs, they say, is the biggest self-development tool out there. I think apart from relationships and parenting, entrepreneurship, learning to be an entrepreneur, all the challenges it brings you, it's a great way in which you can develop that gratitude mindset, that spiritual test. Really, it's a spiritual journey. You can't detract from that. Everything we do has got a spiritual journey, a spiritual lesson, if we take the time to actually listen in and tune into that.
Okay, so in practical terms, I'm someone who's trying to go on this journey. How do I prepare myself? Are there any affirmations that I need to say daily? Anything that I need to do physically to get me into that space of gratitude? What do I need to do? Is there anything physically that I can do to help myself to get there?
Yeah, one of the things that you could do, and I was going to share this a little later, but one of the things you could do, you could actually start a gratitude journal, which you could write in maybe every morning or every night. Maybe take 10 minutes, doesn't have to be long, even 5 minutes, on a regular basis, whether it's daily or fortnightly or weekly, but just take some time out from our busyness, because we get so busy. We've got the children, we've got the partner, we may have work while setting up our business. You know, there's so many things going on, but just take some time. It's about setting that space. And as you say, yes, what can you do on a practical level? So be grateful for, in your journal, write down what you're actually grateful for, what you have now. You know, you may be grateful for, just say, for example, while going through the entrepreneurial path, you might still be working in a full-time 9 to 5, but it's not where you really want to be. But your business hasn't kicked off enough yet for you to leave that full-time job. But sometimes, you know, I've been there myself, where you can carry so much negativity and resentment towards that job. But really what you should be looking at is that job. I'm grateful for that job because it's providing me the means for me to support myself while I'm on this entrepreneurial journey. It's providing me the means to feed, clothe, look after myself. And also it gives you the opportunity to get the necessary training and coaching or mentoring that you may need while you're on this entrepreneurial journey. So as a daily practical thing, just think about all the things in your life that you're grateful for, not just in your business, because you can't pigeonhole gratitude. The attitude of gratitude is something that you try and develop across all spectrums of your life. So whether it's your family, whether it's your work, whether it's your finances, whether it's your health, you know, it's about having that mindfulness. So every day, maybe for the next week, we could ask the viewers, the listeners, to start a gratitude journey. What are you grateful for? At the end of each day, what has happened? What have you been grateful for? I remember when my children were younger. I mean, they're teenagers and over now, but when they were younger, we used to every evening at our meal, you know, I'd say to them, at the time I used to say what was their high for that day, and because explaining gratitude to like a 6-year-old might have been a bit more difficult, but I'd say, what are you grateful for, or you know, what was your high for that day? And as a family, we would share what made that day work for us. And that was a really good concept, you know, because we all went around the table and we would say what it was what was good, what was not so good as well, and how that could have been better. So there's things like that. You know, what we're trying to do, we're always trying to, you know, you've heard this saying, we're in the pursuit of happiness. And yes. I believe that happiness comes, it's really the fundamental principles of your happiness is being in gratitude. You can't be resentful and happy at the same time. You know, you exercise your happiness muscle. You develop your happiness muscle by exercising gratitude. That's yeah. For me, that's how it works. You know, it's
brilliant. That is brilliant.
Yeah, that's how it works for me. You know, in gratitude. And then another way is we have to see our day-to-day challenges as learning experiences, and how we learn. You know, we learn through mistakes. We learn through what we call failures, and we have to give thanks for the failures as well as the positives in life. As you said, that positive that you received the award, that's a positive thing. You give thanks for that, and it's an acknowledgement for the work that you do, and that will motivate you. It will motivate and inspire other people as well. So it's about being grateful.
Yeah.
About all the experiences we have. I hope I'm clear, and I hope I'm on point with the question.
Yeah, you're absolutely clear, and I totally get it. I think maybe the challenge for a lot of people is you can be really, you know, in the right mindset set. You know, you can go out, like, you know, I do a day job, and go out to your day job, you're going out positive, you're like, I really want to reinforce this great energy I'm feeling today. I want to share it with my team and the work, you know, the workforce. And you go in and someone says something, okay, or does something ridiculous, okay, right? And, you know, you forget all the, you know, the great, wonderful energy, all the things that you have in here that you know, had you in a good space. And you know, you go back to default of like, oh, what was the point? How do I now drag myself out of this negativity into something positive? And I think that's the, you know, the challenge for a lot of people, that we're going out into an environment. I go onto public transport, you know, and so many dramas and different energies that you meet up in a public space. And it's like, how do I keep myself centered and focused so that, you know, I can maintain the stuff, you know, the gratitude, the great energy that I've built up, and the focus that I've achieved? How do I maintain that when I go out there? How do I share this spirit of gratitude with other people and get them to buy in, to become as positive maybe as I am? You know, how do I do that? How do I do that?
Yeah, I mean, that's really true. I mean, that is living. We all have to face those things every day, and I think sometimes we forget, and we think that I think for us, what we need to do is, it's almost like developing a toolbox, this invisible toolbox that you carry around with you. And when you're at home, you are using these tools. It might be your meditation, it might be your visualization, it might be your deep breathing, it might be your yoga, prayer, any of those things that keep you grounded. And yes, those things are fine, but it's when you're out in the, I suppose, the real world, those are where the challenges are. So
yes,
the meditation, the visualization, the sitting on your meditation pillow, for going out there, sitting at your meditation pillow and meditating, that alone doesn't make you spiritual. That alone doesn't, because you know how to meditate, you know how to practice yoga, you know how to pray. Those things in themselves are excellent. But as you said, it's when we're out there, and we're interacting with people. If those things that we're doing at home, they need to be effective. So it's about building on those tools that we have, and it's regular maintenance. It's, you know, a workman has a toolbox, but it's about using those tools for maintenance. And that's what we do. We need to kind of stock up on our spiritual juice before we head out. And it's going to be hard, but what it is, it's those little things every day. So you may say to yourself, okay, I'm going on the London Underground today, and I'm going to try the best in other people. Everyone's just trying to get to work or get to where they're going. We don't know what they're dealing with outside of this confines of this situation. What's going on in their lives? We don't know. You know, people could be on the train dealing with bereavement, grief, illness, family member with cancer, money, financial problems. You know, there's so many people out there with so much pain. We just don't know. And sometimes just the energy that we carry, we can shine that light into the world, and we can help people, even just by smiling, even just by the way we carry ourselves. Even just as you step through your door, just say, I'm here to make the world a better place, and just release. You know, carry with you all the stuff that you do at home. Carry it with you as much as you can. And it's not easy, but step by step, you know, even if it means that when you get to work, you know, you might have a prayer room at work. There's a lot of workplaces that have spaces where people can go and pray. Maybe go in there and do a prayer, do a two-minute meditation, do some deep breathing, maybe write yourself some affirmations where you know where your Achilles heel might be. There might be a particular person at your place of work that does rile you up, and that person could be your greatest teacher of how you deal with situations.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm.
That is so true, because I think that we forget that the people that we meet who may drag us into that negative place are teaching us to be better people. They
Exactly.
really are, because yeah, as you say, you've got to go back into that toolbox. And if you're teaching yourself all these concepts and ways of being, and you're not able to do it in and bring it out when you need it, then what's the point of all the work, right?
Exactly.
So the
Yes.
work is to shine a light, I think, sometimes on where our weaknesses, where we don't show up in the best ways that
Mhm.
we can,
Mhm.
and bring us back to where we should be. I think
Yes.
bring us back. So great, great, great. Look, I've got some stuff I'm going to use today. Rush out there. When I go out there, I'm going to be like, hey, I'm ready. I'm centered. I'm ready for the world.
Yeah.
Here I
Yes.
come. Here I come. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's absolutely fantastic. I just wanted, in the last kind of few minutes that we have, because I know we're going to finish in a few minutes, but I wanted us to just talk about, people who are entrepreneurs, who may be working, and a lot of people who have their dreams and are not in the right place for those dreams yet.
Mhm.
Okay. So they have that dream, which they're yet to fulfill.
Mhm.
Okay. So when they go into that foreign area, I call it a foreign area, maybe the places of work or other places you have to be on the journey to where you want to
Yes.
go. Okay. So some tips for them in kind of keeping themselves centered
Mhm.
again on their
Mhm.
dreams,
Mhm.
and their aspirations. How do we get that center point, get grounded, and stay focused on the dream? Because I think sometimes we do stuff because we have to do it right now, as it's a means to get us to where we can be, but we're
Mhm.
not quite where we want to be. So
Mm.
how do we stay grounded and focused on our dreams, and stay grateful for where we are, even if it's not where we plan to be right now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Excellent. Excellent. I think the thing is to have a plan, to have it all written out,
yeah,
have your focus. Start your day each morning looking at your goals and dreams. Have it written down. Have it written down in a way that you have a time frame that is realistic to you, where you say, okay, this is my big dream is in a year's time. I want to be working full time on my business. Um, and why do you want to do that? And I think one of the key things that we forget sometimes is really drilling down to why we want to do things. So we want to be an entrepreneur. You ask yourself why. Oh, I want to because I want to help people. Why do you want to help people? I want to help women. Why do you want to help women? I want to help women to live their best life. Why? Because I see so much pain. Why? It's all of that. It's about even drilling it down to why do you want to do exactly what you want to do now? And it could be a financial thing. So I want to make X amount of money by the end of the year. Why? Because I want to be able to send my child to university. Why is that important to you? Because I never had the education. Okay. And those kind of things, when it gets tough, when it gets difficult, if you know why you're doing something from in here,
yeah,
if you know why you're doing something from your heart, that will help you when you have to go out and do that day job when you don't really want to do it. But be grateful for that day job, because right now that day job is just supporting you. And then you can start looking at, okay, that's my big goal. How can I chunk it down to make me reaching that bigger goal a journey, or bring it closer to home? So you might say, okay, I'm working full time. Let me think about maybe working part time, maybe work compressed hours, maybe see if your employer would allow you to work from home one day, not traveling on public transport. You've got that time, at least that your travel may be an hour each way. So that's 2 hours of not traveling. If you're working from home, that you can dedicate to your business once a week or so. Um, so, look at maybe how we are, the mindset. I think the main thing is the mindset, and it's all about that journey, because you might need to be in that day job right now because you're learning something. Some of the skills that we learn through work will take us through entrepreneurship. You know, it's about being organized. It's about being organized. It's about meeting deadlines. It's about interacting with people. All of those things you still have to do as an entrepreneur that you're doing in your day job. So maybe you can tighten those skills. Maybe be honest with yourself. Say, okay, I'm not so great with meeting deadlines in my job, but I need to learn that so that when I'm out there on my own, working in my own business, you know, I've strengthened that area of myself. You know, I now know the importance of working to deadlines. And I think as well, when we're in our day job, we are actually serving, and it goes back to being grateful. We are actually serving. We're making things better for somebody somewhere. And I think if you go with that energy and you say to yourself, right, okay, I'm actually helping and serving somebody whilst I'm here, then that helps. I'm going to function my best whilst I'm here. But at the same time, you've got your exit plan. And I think daily reviewing your goals, daily looking at how you can bring your goals closer. Because, you know, work can be a comfort zone as well, because you've got that regular income coming in, you know. So although we might not like it, we have to appreciate it for what it is. And it can be that kind of financial crutch that sometimes can make us stay there even longer than we actually intended to be there, because we've got that security of every month or every week that paycheck coming in. So in terms of being grateful, I would say yes. Be grateful for where you are now. See what you can learn from it. See what remember, you're giving. You're always giving all the time. And I think that's the importance of gratitude. And a way, we're talking about practical steps in starting to add in more gratefulness and gratitude into our lives. And this is one that I use not all the time, but it does bring me right back home. It's like a slap in the face sometimes when I need it. Is things like as simple as mindful eating. When you sit down to have your meal, you know, bless your food, pray over your food, or meditate with food. Give thanks for where that food is coming from. Think about the journey of that food. Think of the fact where that food has come from. Where, you know, what has been put into the process for that food to be on the table in front of you. And also, as you take a mouthful of the food, think about the nutritional value and how that food is going to nourish you. Because without nourishment, we're just going to, we're going to get ill. We're not going to be able to do all the things that we want to do, whether you're working, whether you're working full-time for someone else, in your business part-time. We all need food to nourish us. And I think just taking that time to really put the food in your mouth, let it sit there for a moment and chew. Take time to actually chew your food and think about that journey, where that food has come from, whether you've just picked it from your tree in your garden, if you're fortunate to live in an environment where you've got your food at arm's reach, or whether or not you've had to go and get your food from the supermarket. Be grateful, because there's other people around the world that may not be as fortunate as us, even with the basic things like food and water. You know, I think about, there's many women across the world. I mean, I'm sitting here on my iPad talking to you, and maybe people, all over the place. But there's people across the world that have to walk for miles today to get basic need as water.
So true. So true. So true.
Things like that. You know, you've got to think about things like that will bring you that mindset of gratitude. Another one for me is going out in nature. If you actually just take the time. I remember I was trying to build my gratitude muscle. I remember I would go and sit in the park. My son was playing football, and I remember I'd leave. He'd be training, so it wasn't a match, but I remember he'd be doing his training sessions, and then I would then go to the neighbouring park and just sit there on the bench and just look at the flowers, look at the trees, listen to the birds, and just be in awe of how perfect everything we need we actually have already. And if
We do.
you come from that place that actually everything that I need, I already have. Not everything that I want, but everything that
It's already here. We already have it.
We already have it. You know.
Yes.
So
yes.
I think for gratitude, for me, it's Tony Robbins explains gratitude as, he says, gratitude is the most powerful emotion, and it's also the cleanser of the soul.
Wow. Wow. Well, I just have to say my soul has been cleansed today. I have been so inspired by you, and I know it's our very first time of meeting, but hey, I'm a big fan now. I'm absolutely a big fan of yours. I so love you. I think you just, the light has come in. The light has come in.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you so much for that. And Sonia, tell people where they can find you. I'm actually going to put the details up in the write-up, but please tell people how they can connect with you.
Okay, well, thank you. In gratitude, I thank you for this opportunity. I know I said this at the beginning, but it's things like this which will, really help. Because when I was starting on this entrepreneurial journey, I didn't have something like this in the morning that could start my day. So I think this is really, really good. So thank you. It's an excellent idea. Excellent idea. People can get hold of me at my website, which is brightnowcoaching.com, and that's bright like the sun is bright, and now as in right now, coaching.com. And I'm on all social media platforms apart from Google Hangout until today with our craziness. So I'm on all social media platforms. The name is Sonia Greyson Newman, so you can find me on Twitter, on Instagram. I'm loving Instagram at the moment. It's really powerful.
I've got to get with Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram.
I've never done it.
Yeah, Instagram. I'm on Pinterest. Facebook. I've got a Facebook page which is Bright Now Coaching with Sonia Greyson Newman. So that's a good place. I'm posting inspirational things throughout the day, and that's a great way. And if you go to my website, you'll see a box there. If you want to get daily, not daily, if you want to get regular updates from me, see what I'm doing, then just go to my website. There's a box there. You put your details in, and you'll be joining the community.
Okay, wonderful. And just to say, for anybody who doesn't know Ebony Empress, go to www.ebonymempresstv.com. And of course, you can also find me on Blog Talk Radio. I'm actually on tonight. I've got a show tonight, and you need to go Google me. Because I don't even tell you about the show tonight. It's all about relationships. But I'm on at 10 o'clock tonight in the UK, and that's 5 p.m. Eastern. Go to Blog Talk Radio and Google Ebony Empress shows, and you'll find me right there. We're on tonight. So just to say, I hope this has been a great start to everybody's day. It has been a fantastic start for me. I'm really going to walk out now with such great energy and power, having spoken to Sonia Greyson Newman, who has made my day. I just want to say thank you to Sonia. I hope you have a great day, and thank you to everybody who's listening to this. I hope that you have learned something, and that you'll go ahead today and make it the best day ever. You have to be in gratitude for everything you have, and everything you are, and everything you can be, and go share that with the world. So that's my final word. Sonia, did you want to say goodbye, and then we're out?
Yeah, just bye everybody. Bye. Take care. Have a wonderful week, and catch you here next week.
Okay, cool. And I'll be back tomorrow. I have OP, who's an entrepreneur. He's going to be sharing the morning with me tomorrow and telling me all about how to be a better entrepreneur, because he's very successful. He's already on that road. I'm sure he already understands some gratitude. If he doesn't, we'll teach him some. Okay. All right. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. We were in a little bit late today, but tomorrow we will be in at 6:30. And we should be here for at least an hour. I will see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful day. Rise and shine with Ebony. All right. Take care, everyone.